Hello, my name is Sonia Majid, and this is my context project, The Untouchables versus the Underserving Media Framing of Financial and Welfare Fraud. Introduction. In a society built on rules and regulations, maintaining social order is very important, but how does the media shape our understanding of who breaks the rules? In this presentation, I will be discussing the world of financial and welfare fraud and how news media portrays these crimes, influencing public perceptions and even justice itself. So for table of contents, we have analysis, literacy, public perceptions, and consequences for policy and practice. Media analysis. So for media analysis, we'll be diving into the language used and how it involves monetary value and tone and framing. When we look closely at news articles about welfare fraud and financial fraud, we see a striking difference in how they're portrayed. Welfare fraud is often described with harsh language, emphasizing the monetary loss and painting perpetrators as schemers or thieves. The articles often highlight the vulnerability of the victims, like low-income families, creating a sense of outrage. On the other hand, financial fraud, even on a much larger scale, is often presented in a more neutral light. The focus is on technical terms like compliance and monitoring, downplaying the severity of the crime and its impact on individuals and the economy. Media literacy. This biased portrayal highlights the importance of media literacy. We need to recognize that news articles are not just neutral reports of facts, they are carefully crafted narratives that use language, framing, and storytelling techniques to influence our understanding by paying attention to the word choices, the emphasis on certain details, and the overall tone of the article. We can start to see how media can shape our perceptions and potentially mislead us. The first three articles of welfare fraud use negative words to create negative perceptions on individuals, such as fraud, fraudster, theft, low income, framing these individuals under a certain group as negative. Whereas for the next two articles that are based off of financial fraud, they use much softer words, no harsh words such as stealing or theft. Instead, they use really minor words or leave out words that indicate large sums of money that are stolen. Impact on public perception. So for this topic, the way news media portrays welfare and financial fraud can have a significant impact on public perception. The harsh language and emphasis on victimization in welfare fraud cases can lead the public to view these crimes as more serious and deserving of harsher punishment. Conversely, the softer language and downplaying of financial fraud can create the impression that these crimes are less harmful, even though they are often involved much larger sums of money and can have devastating consequences for individuals and the economy. Consequences for policy and practice. This skewed public perception can have real-world consequences and influence public policy, which can lead to stricter welfare regulations and harsher penalties for welfare fraud, while financial crimes may not receive the same level of attention. It can also affect law enforcement priorities, with more focusing on cracking down on welfare fraud, even though financial crimes cause far more economic damage. And this bias portrayal can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and create an unfair justice system where the severity of punishment doesn't always match the severity of the crime. In conclusion, by understanding how media works and developing our media literacy skills, we can become more critical consumers of information. We can question the narratives, and we can seek out diverse perspectives and form our own opinions. In the end, it's about recognizing that everyone deserves fair treatment and equal protection under the law, regardless of their social status or the type of crime they're accused of. These are my works cited, and thank you for listening.